Hi everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today our video is going to be on making these beautiful feather, I'm going to call them sort of journal covers. I think they really did turn out gorgeous, and these are the actual ones that we're going to be creating today. So I think you guys should stick around for the whole video because it's gonna be a really cool project, and I think they came out absolutely gorgeous, you guys. I hope you guys will agree with me. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my word, they came out so pretty. I used some ostrich feathers. And then these little wispies behind the feathers are actually something that I bought at Michael's. And I can't even tell you what they are. I think they are man-made to look like those wispy plants that, you know, they grow little wispies on them. I don't know what they're called, so I can't tell you what they really are, but I added some lace and some paper flowers and porcelain flowers and some acrylic flowers and rhinestones and just beautiful beads to offset everything. I think they just turned out amazing. I got this idea from a project that or some images that I found on Pinterest, and they were just so beautiful. They were all feather images, and they had little flower bits in this area of the feathers, and they were just gorgeous. And they weren't real feathers. They were just kind of images of feathers that just looked so pretty. And I took that, and my imagination ran away with me, and this is what I came up with. But I thought these would be absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to step away just for a second here. I don't know how it's going to look on this one, but I have a journal here. This is one of my journals that I made, and I made this beautiful cover for it, and I just love it so much. But I do have a journal in here, and I thought maybe, I haven't even tested this yet on a journal, but my vision was that it would be really pretty on one. So this is the journal that I have made, and I put some of my decals on it, and it just turned out so beautiful. This is mine. I kept this one all for myself, but you can kind of see just by looking at this journal, and you know how everybody makes all those pretty vintagey journals and things, but wouldn't that be a pretty topper for a journal, a handmade journal that, you know, you want to give as a gift to somebody? And you can imagine, you know, with more lace kind of around the edges and all of that, how beautiful they would be. And then this one I added a little bit more of the blues into. So, yeah, I just thought that's what I saw when I got finished with these. I saw some beautiful journal toppers, and so that's kind of what I'm calling them. And you guys could use them really for lots of things. If you made one that was a little flatter with maybe not such big beads on it like this, that, you know, where you just use maybe just the stems of the feathers, and add some pretty, you know, flatter flowers and things, and use it as a page separator, you know. So if you want to save your page for something, it would be beautiful for that purpose too. But I just thought these were so gorgeous, and I'm really proud of this project. So we are just about to get started on this. I hope you'll stay for the whole thing. Please give it a thumbs up and a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on these. It's something So I thought, you know, I had, let's pull one of these out. I had 2 of these ostrich feathers. Now these in the back, these are just wispy things that I got at Michael's. I saw them. Here's the deal, you guys. I went to Michael's yesterday. And I had a $25 gift card still from Christmas, and I hadn't used it yet, so I thought it was down there. I thought, okay, I'll go into Michael's and I can grab quite a few things, you know, on sale, whatever. Number one, there were no prices on anything. Just about every shelf was not marked with a price. That was frustrating. Number one, there were almost no sales. Just a few little items that were 50% off or whatever. None of the usual sales that you used to see at Michael's. And then a couple of the items that I thought were so beautiful and I was going to use them and I was going to do something great. The prices were astronomical, you guys. I would have spent my whole $25 on one item that I was looking at. I was very disappointed, very, very disappointed actually. And I ended up coming away with a couple of these little, it came with 4 of these wispy things that were like $8. And they were on a shelf that was marked $4.99. So I got rooked on that. Then I got some beads, and the beads were, it was a little thing of beads landing beads that was about this long, had maybe 10 beads on it. $11.99. Floored me. And no sales. And you had to buy 2 to get 50% off of a second one. So I was like, nope, not going to do it. So I bought 1 because I loved the beads so much. And let me see if I can show you some of the beads that came on it. And these were the reason that I bought it. These beads here. There were 2, or let's see. I think 3 of these and 2 hearts. And the rest were just your basic, trying to see if I can find a couple of them. Just kind of very basic beads. Was this one, which is just a nothing fabulous rhinestone bead. I didn't think it was anything fabulous. It's pretty, but eh. And then it had 2 spacers on it, which were just these basic spacers that you can get big packages of for nothing at the dollar stores. And 3 of these clear rhinestone beads. That was it. $11.99. These are gorgeous beads, and that is why I bought them, because I just thought these were so ornate and just so beautiful. I had to have them. So I got the wispies, I got those beads. I got, they had no feathers because I wanted to buy more feathers. And I had these 2 ostrich feathers. I've got 2 of them. I had these were mine already. I had bought them on Amazon a long time ago. And so those I didn't buy at Michael's. I got, what else did I get? I got a couple of little things, just little bitty things. I mean, the bag wasn't even, it was one of the small Michael's bags. It wasn't even a quarter of the way full. And with my $25 gift card, it costed me another $22 to pay for this little bit of stuff that I got. Oh, I got these. These were in the deep, deep sale aisle for $7.99. What? Are you kidding me? So I will probably never go back to Michael's again. I'm very disappointed. I know why it's happening. I know where the store that I work with has upped their prices like crazy as well. Everyone is. And it's because we are allowing thieves to get away with going into stores and taking $1,000 worth of stuff and walking out, and we can do absolutely nothing about it. These stores can do nothing about it. They can't stop them. They can't call the police because the police won't come. It is absolutely incredibly disappointing the way the state of California is run. And I am so frustrated with it and so tired of people making excuses for people who don't deserve to be walking the streets. They should be in prison, jail, whatever, and they should have consequences for stealing like that. Used to be back in the day when kids would steal a candy bar, they were taken back into a room and they were talked to and they were scared straight, and it worked. You know, you didn't want that to happen again because it was humiliating. And I'm sorry for ranting, you guys, but I'm so darn frustrated. And you know, it goes across the board. It goes with everything that we have in our lives is just being taken away from us. And it's crazy. It's crazy. People are just making excuses. And and there are parts of what's happening that I don't agree with. Trust me, you just can't even fathom what we're seeing in California. And it's causing a lot of people a lot of stress and mental illness. Oh my word. You know, that's just what it's all about these days. It's just frustrating, you guys. And so at Michael's yesterday, I spent $20. I got almost nothing. Plus they ate up my $25 gift card. I will never go back again. Michael's is no longer a place that I will do business. So, sorry, Michael's, but you lost my patronage. So, anyway, okay, let's move on. Let's do this project. It's going to be beautiful, and hopefully somehow I will make up some of the money that I spent by putting these in my shop. We're going to make plant sticks. So I do have two of my metal skewers that I painted white. And they come like this. They're silver, stainless steel. And I painted these two white. And they would be pretty on one of these too. With that sort of sticking up in the middle, like a piece of it. Those would be pretty. I have just that one little knife there, so I just happened to see it out of the corner of my eye. Okay, so we've got plant sticks, we've got glue sticks, we've got B7000, my favorite adhesive. We have an ostrich feather, and we have these little wispies that you can get at probably Hobby Lobby. I don't know how Hobby Lobby is doing with their pricing. I would imagine they're doing a little bit better job than Michael's at keeping things a little more reasonable, but I'm not sure because I haven't been to Hobby Lobby in quite some time either. I have not been shopping, you guys. I'm trying to save money and not spend much on things. So, which leads me to another request that I'm going to make of all of my prayer warriors. I am going on Friday to have it's supposed to be a state-of-the-art ultrasound. I have no health insurance, so I'm in a real bad bind here. So this is why I've got to get my store filled with great things that people actually want to buy. And I do well, but I need to do better now. And so I'm going to be working hard to get some really nice things into my shop. But I have found a lump in one of my breasts, and I need to have it looked at. I found this lump, and you guys are going to just probably scream, and luckily I can't hear you. I found it probably 6 months ago, And because I have no insurance, I chose to ignore it for a while and pretend it didn't exist, and wait until I could figure out what I could do, thinking, okay, it's just a little infection, it'll go away and it won't be a problem. Well, turns out that it didn't go away, and now it has multiplied, and I've probably got several lumps now. I have some pain. I have some pain in my bones, and I've been really fatigued lately. So whether it be an infection or the other thing, which I will not say, I needed to get it checked out and figure out what's going on here. So I would like my prayer warriors to please say a little prayer for me that everything goes well on Friday and that it's not anything to be worried about. I choose not to allow myself to get too worried. I have my moments, but for the most part, I'm trying to stay not too worried about what it could be and be optimistic about what, I hope it is. So anyway, prayers, you guys, please, lots of them. If you want to comment on a positive story that you have that will bring my positivity level even higher, those would be welcomed. Positive vibes, you guys, and prayers. So thanks so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I know I have hundreds of prayer warriors out there, and I hope that I will see that you guys are out there and helping to get me a small miracle. So let's go ahead and get started on this. I think we're going to do this one first. I've got a little bit different color schemes in each of these, and we may only get one done. Now, I have already popped some beads onto this one because I was just trying to go through and see, sort of what it was going to look like. So I've got these big beads. Some of them Debbie gave me over at Bird's Place. These ones here. Beautiful beads. This one's got like a lacy pattern around the outside of it. And then this one is just like a metal, it's a metallic bead, and it's actually got varying colors in it. I don't know if you guys can see the color variations. It's kind of hard to see it. But it does. It's got like pinks and greens and different colors. I'm going to leave that one on there just to kind of keep these together right now. But it's also got a very large opening, so I was able to put all of these through the center and, keep those on there well. I also have a couple of other beads. I've got some lace here that I want to use on this, and some of these are flowers and things that I pulled out. I'm not going to use them all, obviously, but I plan on using some. There's another bead that I'm going to use. A couple of them I just kind of let drop into the bag here, and I think there's two more. I think there's a pearl and a spacer in here. There's a spacer bead, and there's my little pearl, and that'll fit just around the one stick at the end here. So, and then the rest of these are like my little rhinestones and my porcelain flowers and things like that to use as embellishments. And I also have some seam binding that's crinkled. And I will leave a, and I think I forgot to do that on my other video. I will leave this was given to me in Happy Mail by my friend Robin. And it's from my scrap cabin shop. Cute. And it's a quality paper craft store on Etsy. So I will leave I'm going to look it up. I didn't buy it, but I'm going to look it up, and I will leave a link to that shop. This stuff, I love working with it. It's great. It's thin, it's lightweight, and it's narrow, and I love the crunched up seam binding. Seam binding I like even better than most ribbons. So that's kind of my favorite thing to work with. So let's go ahead and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our B7000 to glue these beads on. And I'm gonna pull the cap off. You guys know B7000, my favorite adhesive. And I'm gonna get this little dot of glue off the tip here. In fact, let me get these out and just kind of scrape it off. Uh-oh, look what I did. I pulled the whole thing out there. Okay, we will do this way. There we go. I just grabbed a hold of it and pulled it off. It doesn't usually get too bad. This is about the worst that it gets on these tips, and it's super easy to clean up. So there we go. We've got it all cleaned up. And you know why I love this tube? Because it's got that teeny tiny spout. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull this down a little bit, and I'm going to squeeze some of my glue in there, and I'm going to just push that up where I want it. And there's a little dot of glue right here. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to be putting flowers and stuff on there anyway, but I just don't want a bunch of excess glue squeezing out. So if you can see it here, I'm going to pull this other one that I have apart. I'm going to take off the bead there. And so this is my ostrich feather. Very pretty. And then these are the little wispies that I bought. It came with literally 4 of these wisps for $11.99. I think it was $11.99. Yeah, 4 of them. There's nothing to these. I like them, and I think they're going to be beautiful on this, but I'm still disappointed. And I bought them anyway because I want to do this. I've been wanting to do this since I saw those images, and so I just went ahead and bit the bullet since I had the gift card, and I bought them. So, and I don't think I will regret it when I'm done, but it still just kind of makes me a little bit mad. So, all right, this feather is a little more full than the other one is. I really, really like it. I don't know if I think they go better that way. Okay. I'm trying to decide, though, if this should go the other way. I'm thinking, you know what? No, I'm going to leave it this way because I want to lay the beads or some of the embellishments in here, and I think it's kind of good that it cups kind of this way. So I think that's why I decided to do them both that way. Let me get this other one out of the way because I'm going to just keep getting caught on it. Okay. Now we're going to go with our next bead. Look at that. I've got an ooze, so I'm going to wipe that off. Okay, just keep some baby wipes nearby, and I'm just going to put a dot right here, and I'm going to put a dot on the back side. And I'm going to put this one on next. And this one's got a super big hole in it as well. And there's a couple of feathers popping out here. I can just pluck those out, no problem. Just like that. And then when I get down to the wire, I can just take my my torch and torch any little feathers that are kind of left behind. So you can see how the wisps of this thing kind of come up behind them, and it kind of makes the whole thing a little bit fuller, and it's really, really pretty. And so the next one that we are going to use is going to be this big lacy ball. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my little spout in there, and I'm going to push some of that glue right down the middle of it. Try and keep your glue wiped up as you go along if you see that you've, maybe dropped some or whatever, so that you don't get it all over your feathers and stuff, because you could end up with a great big mess. So now I'm just gonna, this one's gonna be a little harder to push them through because the hole is not as big in this bead as it is in the other ones. And the feather has a bigger stick. So this is not easy. There we go. We got it, you guys. I did it. Okay. I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to get a bunch of glue all over my hands either. I'm going to grab another wipey. And I'm going to be wiping my hands a lot while I'm doing this, because I don't want glue left on my fingernails or my fingers that's going to get caught and stick these feather wisps together. Okay. And then next we're going to go with this one, and we only have one little stick that we have to glue this on. So we're gonna wipe the tip. I'm gonna put some glue right here. And hold that and make sure that I put this going in the right direction. This is a rose bead and it's super pretty. And again, this is another one that Debbie sent me. And I want to make sure that my beads are turned the way that I want them and that they stay in that direction so that you can see the pretty flowers in the front. Okay, so now I think I need to, whoops. I'm going to push those up just a tad bit. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to go with this one. And we'll pop some glue right there. We don't need a ton of this B7000 either, you guys. So don't go overboard with it. Just a little dot, because once it dries, it's going to stick these beads together, and it's just going to kind of help keep the whole thing together. And that's why we're gluing them on there. Okay, and next we're going to go with the spacer bead. And I probably could have used that like up in here. It probably would have been pretty. But I couldn't because of the thick feather piece because it wouldn't go over it, because this one's got a small hole. This is just a regular standard bead. And then one more, we're going to put that pearl on there. I'm going to wipe that, and for a minute I'm going to put our cap back on our tube here. Whoopsie, whoopsie. I don't want to lose this pearl because it seems to be the only one I could find. I can't believe it. I've got some pearls that are on in other places, like on chains and stuff, but I haven't taken them off, and they were not in a place where I could easily quickly get to them. So Okay, now I do have a spot here that I need to get this glue off of. I don't want it oozing out. So I'm just going to get in between there. There we go. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside. Look at it, looks like I got a little bit of glue right up in here, and I did not want to do that. Darn. I can't believe I did that. I cannot believe it. I mean, it's okay. There's only a little bit on there, and I can snip some of that out of there, but yeah, that's frustrating. Darn. We're going to pop. Oh, it's actually on the wispy that's behind the feather. That's where it got. Okay, I'll just get that chunk out of there. Get this off of there. I'm going to pull these wispies apart, get them back in shape. And my feather seems to be okay. There's a teeny tiny bit right there. There we go. Okay, so we've got our flowers going in the right direction here. Let's make sure. And this one's going up, and that is gonna do it for now. I'm gonna set that aside and not touch it for a few minutes. We're gonna let those beads kind of settle in. And these we will put in here. And what did I do with my other one? Here we go. Here's our other one. And you can see these are so pretty. I love these little wispies, and they're like feathers. They're feather-like. This one we're going to put the feather this way, just like that. We'll go in the opposite direction. Okay, so the first bead that's going to go on here, let's see, which one are we going to use first? I want to get some of the blues in this one. I definitely really want to use one of those. I've got a clear pearl. I've got these beauties, but these don't have much of a hole in them. These are actually glass beads that my friend Melba sent me, but I was actually planning on using them up in the upper part of the design on this. So these, if I can make them work, that's kind of, I would love to have one down here, you know, on the stick, but it may not work on this either because they may be too heavy, because they are pretty heavy. They're glass. I'm trying to see, do I have any other beads in here? I don't think so. Which surprises me that I didn't grab more beads. I've got this one. And I've got the heart. The heart would be really pretty. And I was going to use just this one pink one, because it's got the big opening. Let me look in these ones that Debbie sent me, though, because I did realize that these rose ones actually have quite a large opening, and these are nice for that top section. So I thought I would go with sort of pinks and teals on this one. That's a small hole, but we'll take that out just in case. And this is blue. I don't think that really goes. I do have one more of those. And let's see. Oh, actually I have two of those. Nice. Okay, so let's see. I don't know that we're gonna need to pull any more out. So let's go with our first bead. And I think the first one I'm gonna put on is going to be this one. So I'm gonna try even harder this time to not allow the glue to get on to anything other than what it's supposed to go on. And if I had any control over my hands, I would do even better, but I don't. I have little control over my hands these days. Does anybody else have arthritis setting into your hands? Makes it hard to craft, doesn't it? Yeah, my hands are just getting really bad these days. Okay, so we're going to pop that on there, and we're going to push it up a little ways. And actually, I need more glue a little bit higher here. So we're going to put some right there and push that right up onto that glue. There we go. And that looks pretty with the green leaves towards the front. We'll just kind of go a little half and half on that one. That looks really pretty. Okay, and so the next one, let's see. Maybe if we go with this one next, because it's another nice big one. That looks really pretty there. I'm going to pop some glue on there. Bit on the back side and push that right on up there. I do like these little mesh beads. They're very pretty. I love the colorful look of them. And then these, I do want to pull them down just a little bit. Like that. Don't get the finger with any glue on it that might have glue on it up there. Okay, there we go. All right. So far, so good. And we're going to get this wiped off and this wiped off. Okay. Leave it away from there. Okay, so next, let's see. This one, it does not have a big enough hole to get through all of that. And I don't believe this does either. So really the only one, I could probably go with this one. Let's see what this one does. You know what? No, I think I'm going to go with the pink. And then we'll be going with a little bit of pink and a little bit of the greens, and that way I think we'll get a nice mixture of the colors. I'm kind of bummed I have to go to work tonight, and I really don't want to. I'd rather, I'm feeling very crafty today, so I haven't had a lot of extra motivation lately, but I'm trying to get myself out of my little funk that I'm in and just go to town. There we go. That looks pretty. And then I think I'm going to go with this round one. And I think it will fit over those two sticks there. I'm just going to try and get those together. And you guys, this is not something I've done before. Well, I can't say that. I've done similar stuff, but not really like quite like this. And I just like the stick being covered in beads. And I did just realize I haven't done anything with the stick pins. And I don't know that I'm going to, now that I think about it. Well, I think I may try, but I don't know, because I'd have to stick it on the back onto the beads, which is possible. It's not an impossible thing. I don't know if the heart's going to work, because that's kind of low. Okay, you stay there. But we're going to see what it looks like, because I really do love this heart. That looks pretty. It does look pretty, doesn't it? It kind of needs a bead, a small bead in between. And I'm going to go find a little bead that I can use on that. I'll be right back. Okay, I did find this little tiny blue one. I have this little bag of beads from the little dollar store that I bought a while back, and there's all the colors and stuff, and they've got some gold and silver in some of them, and so I thought that would be kind of pretty. I don't need that one. I did have, now we're gonna put some glue right there, and I'm hoping that that bead will just sit under the heart. Let me get this glue off my fingers. There we go. It does fit. That looks nice. Part of me wants to take this one out because I feel like my stick is too long, and I'm going to do it while I still can. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to put this one back in right there. And if I can get both sticks through, I will be very happy. They went through the first time, so I'm assuming they'll go through this time. But then again, there we go. That looks pretty. And then if I put this one on next, like that. Like that. That looks pretty. And then let's see. I need just a small, something very small at the bottom there. This is not small. This is a little bit big compared to what I'd like. I'd like something small like the pearl that's on the other one, but actually that looks gorgeous. Okay, so we're gonna go with that. All right. Yes. Okay, so let me get my little wipe here. Get that glue off of the silicone mat. And that's what I'm working on top of, you guys. If you don't have one already, I suggest to everyone that you get yourself a silicone mat, because let me tell you something, they are amazing to work on. Nothing permanently sticks to them. They're easy to clean. You can take this, pick it up off your work table, and run it in the sink with a little soap and water and a little scrubber or sponge, and everything just kind of almost slides off with that soap. Okay, where did my cap go for this? Oh boy, what did I do? Uh-oh. Did I drop it? Oh gosh, there it is. Yay. I am going to put that cap on there. And for right now, I am going to let these two beauties just sort of sit and get all good and dry and ready to embellish this part. So I think I'm going to have to take, if I use these bits, this piece here, it would be pretty to cut this off here. See how pretty that is? It's got the sequins and everything, and then just sort of use it something like that, or maybe even have it kind of coming off to the side like that. That looks really pretty. And then this one's a little smaller, but I could just use that piece, or I've got the other one over here. That would work. Let me cut this one apart too. I might as well. These appliques are amazing for everything. They just make everything beautiful. I also had this piece. This was sort of the center of the applique. And I could take and just do this one like coming out of the center somewhere, but it feels like, it kind of feels big, you know. It doesn't, it feels bulkier, I should say. Not really big, it's just bulkier than these. These are a little more wispy, and I think that goes with it a lot better. So I'll just put those aside, because I think those are what we will be going with, you guys. So, all right, so I'm going to take a minute, let these marinate for just a minute, and I will be right back. Okay, so we have got these good and dry enough to work with. So you can see they already look absolutely gorgeous. I'm super duper happy with what I see so far. So let me get some stuff out of the way here. I pulled out a couple of other little odds and ends just to see what they might do or not do for the project. So bear with me for just a minute. I took out a couple of these, and look at how beautiful that would be on there. And this one's just a cameo. These are brooches. This one feels, I mean, it's just slightly bigger than this one, but it feels too big. But this one really does look beautiful. Looks good on that one. I don't know, it looks good on both of them, honestly. But first of all, first things first, what we're going to do, I took out some rhinestones and cut them up and put them out here. Just little bits and pieces that I could use, some little pearl things. I just wanted to have some other little bits and pieces, and I've got some here too. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this one aside over there so that we can work at one piece at a time. And this one, I don't know which way I want this to go, so I think we're gonna go that way with that. Maybe a little more over. There we go. Or is it better with that sort of curling up? Actually, I like it curling up. Yes. Okay. So, and there's some more rhinestones. So this is the one that's going to be more pink than anything. And so here are some of my flowers. These are some paper flowers that I've had for a long time that I've kind of saved from Debbie over at Bird's Place. This is a little porcelain rose. This one I feel is, I mean, it would be good if I really wasn't going to use much more. It would be very pretty on this because it goes nicely with these. But it is a little big. Debbie actually sent me this one too. She made this. She makes the best handmade roses. By far better than mine, I feel. I think her stuff, her flowers are just, her flower making skills are impeccable. Let's see, I've got this, and I did have another, let's see, I've got two of these in here. I'm going to pull one out there because I like those. And that's for the other one. So, I do want to see though, real quick. I just don't think these glass roses are going to work only because they're so heavy. And this is so light on the top portion. I'm just going to see what it would look like if it was just at the very top right here. Like that. I mean, that does look stunning on there. It looks really, really pretty. If it could have gone through the bead hole, it would be even better because it would stand up better. But because they wouldn't fit through that hole, I couldn't do that. I mean, I could have put it at the bottom, but that's not where I would have wanted it. I would have wanted it somewhere near the top or at the very top. But it is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. But here are some of the other things that I've got. I have this little tiny bow too. I don't know if I'm going to go with that or not, but I took it out just in case. And here's a little white paper rose. The only one I had. And I've got some other little colors in here. A couple of these little green porcelain flowers. And just to kind of add some other color in there. And then I've got, you know, a couple of other bits and pieces. I was thinking I might use a piece of this in here, like to come out from somewhere. I'm going to keep this out here. I don't know that I'll use it though, but I'm going to keep it out there just in case. There's a little pink rhinestone. So there's just a whole bunch of goodies. I've got some leaves in here. Some of my little shiny acrylic flowers here that are really pretty. I only put a couple in this bag. But it's not like we need a whole bunch. I just wanted some to sort of maybe accent around. This bead we are going to put back in the box because we're not using it and I don't want to lose it. Okay. And there's one more. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. And if I use the leaves, they'll go on probably last. So for right now, we're going to start with this. I'm going to use hot glue on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run, let's see, how is this going to go? I think I'm going to run the hot glue from, I need a new glue stick. And I wish I was down to this glue stick because this is my Gorilla hot glue, but that's okay. The other glue works just fine. I'm going to put a nice little bit of glue on there, and I want it to just go like that. And it is kind of pushing it back, but that's okay because I'm going to I'm going to try and even this out somehow to make it all kind of lay nicely. That I'm going to put away. Okay, so now I just got to figure out how I want to do the flowers. Do I only want to use porcelain flowers? Because these are very nice. And they look very shishi. Shishi? Shishi poo poo? I don't know how that's supposed to. Shishi foo foo? There we go. Shishi foo foo. So if I went sort of something like that. And I'm just kind of laying these on here right now. Oh, the other thing I was thinking about using in this one is this piece here. This is a little metal filigree piece. And this, I can kind of push into the hole of that bead. And that, if I glue it down, will help sturdy this whole thing. And it actually goes really nicely with this. I wanted to see too, real quick. Let me pull that back out real quick. And if I was to put this one on that side, like that. Is that pretty? Is that pretty, you guys? I think it's very pretty. Or does it look better with just one side? Ay, ay, ay. I'm having a hard time here, guys. You know me. But here I go again. I just keep adding and adding, and sometimes I add too much. That looks gorgeous. I feel good about that. So, we're going to go for it, you guys. We're just going to do it. Okay, so get a nice little bit of glue on there. And we'll pop that one right over the top of the other one and get it sitting in the same sort of direction. There we go. So there's that. Oh, I hope you guys love this as much as I'm loving it. Oh, I love it so much. I do. And this one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some B7000 just kind of across the middle of it. And, whoopsies, I want to put some hot glue sort of around on here too, but I really need to get this in the hole as quickly as I can so that that hot glue doesn't set before I have a chance to put it all together. And I'm just going to hold that down. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? Oh my word. I'm excited. For being, whoops, sorry. grabbed a hold of a piece. I thought it was just laying there, and it wasn't. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to back the camera off a little bit because I am not showing everything here. So here we go. Okay, so I want to pick my favorites of these flowers, the ones that are in the very best shape, and I think it's actually those two. This one seems a little different color though, and these two are whiter. So let's just go with these two because they match better. I mean, I may only use one. I may not use any of them. I don't know what I'm worried about. Okay, so if I put that there and that there, oh my gosh, you guys, look at that. And I don't think I will go with that one because it's more of a purpley pink. I have this little white one here too. So let me grab this one and pop it right there. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. Let's see. Whoopsie. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh my word, it's gorgeous. I just want to see if I want to get, I thought I had one more little tiny pink one. Just sort of like that, or I could take this one and pop it right over here next to that one. That looks pretty. I love this, you guys. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay, so those two like that. This one goes there. These two go there above this one. So we're gonna pop some glue onto this one. Oh, you guys, I'm so happy. I'm super duper happy. This is so pretty. Okay, you're gonna go there. And for this one, we're gonna go with our B7000. And we're gonna put a nice dollop of that on there. And then we're going to go with some hot glue off to the side of that. Don't mix the hot glue with the B7000, you guys. I always forget to say that. Because if you do, the hot glue won't stick. It won't cure. Just an FYI. The B7000 is what's going to hold it on permanently, but the hot glue is going to hold it on there so that I can continue to work on it. So that's kind of the goal here. So I'm going to do the same thing with this little one. We're going to put a little bit of B7000 right there. And a little bit of hot glue right there. And it's turned wrong in my hand, so we're going to go like that. And grab a hold of it, Carol. Oh my word. There we go. Got it. Don't like that piece. It's the one I grabbed and almost pulled the whole thing apart with before. Of course, I picked it up and dropped it again. Oh my goodness. Just like that. There we go. Now I got it. And then this little pink rose. This would be pretty to top a journal with, you guys, a journal cover. Oh my gosh, it would be gorgeous on a journal cover. Or if you did one that was a little bit flatter, you could, look at that. If you did one that was a little bit flatter, you could use it on the inside of a journal for your page, for pages, but you'd have to really take away the big beads and do something a little different down here. But it would be fun. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, so next I'm going to put this little pink one over here. This is hard when you get to these little teeny tiny flowers. And this one I'm going to put a dot of hot glue right there. And I'm going to lay this little pink flower right there. Just like that. And then I'm going to put this one next, just with hot glue, because it's just a paper rose. So the hot glue will stick fine to both surfaces. There's that. And I think this is going to go here. Like that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I need to wipe that point off. I'm getting too excited though. There. Perfect. Okay, and look, I have a couple of wisps that are coming out down here at the bottom too. I like that. Okay, so now I've got some of my my rhinestone bits here. Now I don't want to take everything over because I still want to see the lace and the other bits. That looks pretty. That is not going to sit in there very well. Let's see. I'm hoping to get this done before Jeff gets home and the noise starts. That looks pretty there. This little flower is so pretty. I feel like it would be a nice little addition there. Yes. I'm going to wipe this point off right now. And I'm going to put some of this on the back side. And a little dot of hot glue on the other side. And we're going to lay that one right there. Okay. And you'll notice I haven't glued this one down yet because I'm just not sure. I love these AB rhinestones, and I think it'd be pretty to have some of these in here. Okay, so let's see if we can get it to go under there a bit better. Just like that. Oh gosh, it's so pretty. And I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to run the B7000 right there. And I'm not even going to put the hot glue on this one. Just going to set it in there nicely. That's just a little bit big. And this one I can't really get to go in there nice. It doesn't want to sit, it doesn't want to play nice. This one, it's a small piece, and this might be pretty just kind of by itself there, or maybe I'll use two of these. Kind of like that. And let's see, I have a bigger one too. Put the big one and then the little one. Come on, it just keeps wanting to slide out of there, so I can't get a good look at what it's going to look like. Or maybe we go this way. Oh, let's see. Well, if it would stop sticking to my thumb, I'd be okay. There we go. Please stay right there. But you flipped. Okay, that looks pretty. The other thing I could do is I do have this pink piece here too, but I just don't think it's going to sit well. No, I'm not crazy about that. And then I also have this. No. Oh, and I didn't even use any of my little green flowers. I really do think these would be pretty in there. A couple of just these two little flowers. If I put one there and one maybe there. No, you know what? I don't think we need those. The only other place I could see of maybe putting one would be like at the top. Because I do like to build up my flowers at the top, but that still doesn't feel like a good spot for it, so I'm going to put those away. Okay, we do have our little shiny roses. Maybe that's where I need to take this, because these are kind of sparkly and they add sort of a almost a vintagey look, and they're not like super loud or anything, they're just there, if that makes any sense. They're just there and you can see them, but they're not loud. Put one there. Yeah, those are pretty. Those work. So let's look at that big old bubble of stuff. So let's put some right here. And I'm just going to use my B7000 on that. And this one I'm going to put right here. And you will go right there. Whoopsies. Don't come off. Yes, yes, yes. Please. And this one's going to go right here because it fits perfectly in that little spot. Okay, now, oh, I also had this one I was going to use on this one. Yes, I'm going to use this one. This is just a piece that I got in Happy Mail, and it was two pieces, two of these flowers. One had the dangle. I think the other one might have two, but I think I took it off. But they're so pretty and so vintagey looking. And I can't tell you how many projects I've started to put them on and thought, no, this is not the right project for these. They're so pretty and so, they're really gonna make a huge difference in a piece, but it has to be the right piece, and this is absolutely the perfect piece for that flower. So it's going right there. Okay, I think honestly that we have done a beautiful job on this. One other thing that I would kind of like to do is I wanted to put some pearls in there somewhere, and I've got this pearl wire, and I don't want to use these orangey ones, but it's got some beige pearls in it too. So I'm going to cut these. I kind of hate to do that, but I am going to cut these just at the spots that I want to use them. And let's see how long this piece is. This is just small, but I can take this all the way back to like right there. I don't need a big one. I just want a couple of pieces. That's it. There's these two little pieces here. I love this stuff. I love the wired pearls, and I have never had them before. And I got them in Happy Mail, and I love them. I just got this one little string from my friend Deanna, and I love them, Deanna. They're so pretty. And this, I think I'm going to just sort of maybe poke this one right there, and this one. trying to twist it a little bit. They don't want to twist around themselves too well, but oh well. And that one maybe right there. No, that's not it. Maybe over here. No. Probably would go really good where I put this flower in. I don't know, maybe I need to just untwist it and flatten it out right here. Round it out a bit. And there we go. Put it in just like that. I think that looks good. All right, that's what we're going to do. And we are going to use hot glue on this. If I get enough on there, it'll wrap itself around those pearls and it'll stick itself to these flowers and we should be just fine. Just like that. Okay, now let's get this one in there. And I'm going to put glue on both sides. And we're going to just pop it right in there. And I feel like I wish, oh, here we go. We're going to pop that flower right there. There we go. Okay, you guys. I think we have almost got this puppy ready to go. I feel like I need one rhinestone piece over here. I just do. Something's got to come out over on this side. Let's see, maybe if I don't think I can take these apart because it'll break the whole thing, but I think I can do that with this one. Yes, I can. Okay, we'll take one of these AB rhinestones and push it right in there. It has to sit a certain way or it's just not going to work. And it has to kind of go in behind some of this, like that. Okay, let me wipe this off. See if I can get this to work. I think I'm going to have to do hot glue. Wait, let's put this on first. And I have to do hot glue here. And now I have to somehow get it in my other hand and push it down. There. And I did get fingerprints on it, but that's okay. I'm going to be able to get those off. Okay, let's see. Let's get this cloth. I think, okay, we almost got it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the stem of this feather, and I'm just going to kind of move these wispies out of the way. I'm going to take and put some glue. I'm going to put it right back on that. And I'm just going to press that down. And then maybe take this wisp here, put a little glue on that, and press it up against that lace. Okay, and then put these feathers back there. Oopsies. And there we go. I think it is lovely, you guys. Look at that. Is that not the most lovely thing ever? Okay, I'm going to put her aside. And yes, I am going to try and get this other one done. Maybe a little faster this time. So, this one, let me get my other lace. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry. I actually started gluing stuff on here before I turned my camera back on, but I didn't do much. I just put these little flowers in one rhinestone piece. I did also glue the lace pieces on the back. So you guys saw me do that on the first one. Really, most of this is just a recap of what we did on the first one. So I think we're going to be able to finish this one relatively quickly. So let's give that a shot. I think I'm going to go with this one over here. A little bit of B7000 and a bit of hot glue, and we're going to pop it right there. Okay, because we do want to have some blue in here. And then one thing I would like to do is I think I'd like to put some of these leaves, these glass leaves in here. These are a little bit heavy, but I don't think they will, it's not like those roses where it's a big thick piece. So I don't know. I'm gonna see if I think it will look good with those in there. I'll leave that alone for now. So let's just go ahead and get finished with what we've got going on here. I want to put this heart in here, I think it'd be pretty because there's one down here. So we're going to go ahead and go for it. I'm going to put it right in the middle of the clear rhinestone piece that I just put down. Okay, and we're gonna, my hand was upside down, so I just gotta push that in there. Just like that. And then I think what I'll do is I'll take one of these pretty vintagey looking flowers and I'll put that right there at the top. Those are so hard to do using the B7000 and the hot glue because they're very, very tiny flowers. I'm debating on whether I want to put a pink piece of this in here too, since we do have the pink, a little bit of pink in here. I feel like I want to pull some into this part of it as well. But I have to be careful not to put too much weight on this with all these rhinestones. I really kind of do like the pink one there though. I think it does kind of offset everything. So I'm probably going to put that there. And I want another blue flower in here, and I think we're going to go right here. I don't want it to look junky, and for some reason I kind of feel like this one I'm just not having as easy a time organizing the flowers on it, and I'm not sure why. I think maybe one of those up there. No, that looks sloppy too. You guys, I don't know what's going on here, but it's just not, maybe it's this flower. Maybe that's my problem. Ugh, the hot glue is really stuck on there. Let me warm this up. If only I could get it off. Ugh. My hands, you guys, they just don't work like they used to. Okay, I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to find, let's see, I do have another of these. And maybe what I'll do is I'll just put another one of those roses right there. And the two of them together will look good with some of the blue around it. And that slipped off. Okay. Let's do this. All right. Now I'm not loving that heart there, but I think it's going to be fine once I get this all sort of done. I'm going to use another one of these right here. Holly, you're going to gross everybody out with your scratching. You know, something about a big dog, and when they chew on when they're itching and they chew, oh my goodness, the snorting this dog does when she chews on herself. It's kind of gross. I mean, she's my baby, and I feel bad for her that she even has the itchies, but she is getting better, you guys. She really, really is. It's getting much, much better. But I know it's going to take some time to, you know, get her completely over this allergy thing. The allergies are just awful this year for dogs and for people and everything. Oh my word, they're just terrible. Let's see. See, that makes it look junky, I think. Maybe if I turn it that way or pull it up to the down direction. That's what I needed to do. Yes. So I'm gonna pop my hot glue there. I'm gonna pop that in there and point it down, and I think that made all the difference in the world. Okay, so now let's see, do we need another little white flower here? Or every time I pop this other blue flower in there, all of a sudden I see junk. I don't know if it's because of where I've been putting it, but it feels like it just doesn't go, even though I've got another blue flower that I love. Maybe I can put it right there. Let's see. Actually, I think it does look good there. I think that's an okay spot for it. Right there. Okay. All right, now I want to put a couple more of these pretty frosty flowers in here. So I'm going to put one here. These seem to kind of break things up a little bit and make a difference. Put you right there. They're so pretty. They're so frosty and just vintagey looking. I just love these flowers. And this one, I want to see if I put one sort of up on this piece here, or maybe between these. Let's see, you guys. I think maybe that's the spot right there. So I'm just going to pop some hot glue right there and put that flower right in there. I don't think it caught on to the hot glue very good there. It all just kind of seeped in between. It didn't get to the top. Okay. And then this, look what I did. I did it again, you guys. I meant to push this in between the soft flowers and I didn't do it, but that left a decent spot right there. So we'll be all right. Right there. And it fits perfectly. Woo! Thank goodness. And then I want to pop one more flower in there because there's something missing there. So we're gonna just pop this one right in there. And I've pretty much covered up that one rhinestone piece, but I'm not going to worry about it. The one that's underneath there. Okay. I was going to try and put this heart in there as well, but I just don't see a good location for it to go. I think I've kind of taken up all the good spots. I know I'm covering up some beads doing this, but I just want to see. That actually looks really pretty like that. It just kind of caught my eye there, and I think it does look very pretty right there though. Doesn't it? It sure does, you guys. So we're going B7000 and we're just going to go for it. I know I'm covering up a couple of beads, but that's just the way it goes in the world of crafting. You wouldn't believe it, but I get some people that get really mad at me for doing that. When I cover something up, or I cover a piece of lace too much or something like that, there are people who get real mad about that. But there's nothing I can do about it. This is how I craft, and that's what happens. And I'm going to put a little flower right in the middle, but I feel like I want a blue one right there. Yeah, I feel like a blue one would be perfect on there, right? I had a little teeny tiny, here it is. I don't know if it's too small, but let's take a look and see what this looks like. This one's it's a blue and white one. It has a little blue center and a white flower. And I think that looks really pretty. It's teeny tiny, but I think it looks really pretty. So we're going to add our B7000 right to that spot right there. And we're going to pop this teeny tiny flower right in the middle. Right there. And it looks beautiful. Okay, so let's do this. We are going to put these things away. And I'm just going to put them in this bag. I'll separate them later and put them where they actually go. And I didn't do that, and I really did want to try it. I was actually thinking at one point about popping one of these into this one, but it was too big. It's just too big. And then what was I going to do? Uh-oh. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I know. Let me get this stuff out of here. I was thinking about using this little piece here too. I've been wanting to use this for years now. I think it goes this way. And I was going to try and use it like right up in here. But it just doesn't work. I'm so bummed. Okay. gonna be just about done here. Just about. Those go over there. I was gonna put these on these, and I totally forgot. What I wanted to do, and I could put them on the back, is have them hanging on the sides, and I am going to do that. I'm just going to glue them right to the back, like that. They're just little pearl pieces that I took off of this pearl trim, and I just took two sections of two pearl dangles. And I wanted to hang them from the bottoms. I was gonna put it on the top, on the front, but honestly, it works on the bottom too. So it's hanging up, they hang down nicely. Okay, so we're just gonna pop a bit of hot glue across here. And center it like that and press it down. Just like that. And it doesn't ugly up the back side at all. At all. And we'll go like that so you can see what it looks like. And let's put this one on. Hopefully I can do it without dropping anything off of this since not everything is completely dry. Let's see. It goes this way. So I'm just gonna do like this and grab hold of this. There we go. That one's on there. This needs to get wiped off. And then the other thing we were going to do, and I didn't, and it was pretty much intentional. I did want to use some of this scrunchy, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to test it. I'm going to make a little bit of a bow here. I'm going to stretch this out just a little bit so it's not quite so crunchy. Okay, so we're going to make a little bit of a bow. Not too long of a tail on it. And that. And there we go. And I've got it all wrapped around my pliers here, or my nippers, my heavy nippers. And we're gonna snip this here. And then I'm gonna cut a piece off to tie around the bow part. And we've got a triple bow here, triple loop. And we're just going to tie that on and hopefully get it centered. Okay, I'm just trying to squish this together so it's not so wide in the middle. Okay, there's that. Now I'm gonna double knot it like that. Okay, and we'll see if we like it. I don't even know where this would go, if I'm being honest. This one, we could put it right here, and it actually does look gorgeous on there. I don't want this to be so long. I hate wasting even that much of that, because the pieces in here, they're not huge. I think it's maybe a yard or 2 yards. So it's not a lot. So it's not going to last me very long, because I make a lot of bows out of this stuff when I have it, especially in certain colors, and this would be one of those colors. So let's see here. We could go up in here, and it would be absolutely gorgeous right in there too. Try not to overtake the flowers too much. And just go like that. Like that. That looks beautiful. Or right there. And on this particular one, I feel like right here is a very good spot for it. So we are going to go ahead. We are going to put the bow on this one. And we're not covering up that beautiful pink bead either. So that makes me very, very happy. And then down here at the bottom, you can see I have a little piece of that wisp there, the wispy stuff. I will snip that off. After everything's good and settled in and good and dry, I will snip that off, and that piece won't be there. Now this one, see, you know, I put this on here. I mean, I could take that off. Ugh, I feel like I want to. I think I'm going to like the bow better. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to straighten this out just a little bit. Okay. All right, let's go. One. Ugh. 2. And 3. And we'll pop that over. Snip that right there. And snip that one. And we're going to go down the middle. And hope we can keep it in the middle. There we go. And I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Looks good. There we go. Nice taut knot. And I don't see, oh, there it is. Okay. Couldn't see that there was 2 tails on this side. And am going to, I didn't do this on the first one, but I will go back and do it. I want to get this cleaned up. Now these burn really fast and really easy, so you got to be careful with that fire. Just try and melt it a little bit, don't burn it. Okay. And we'll just kind of separate our bow a little bit there. There we go. Just like that. Isn't that gorgeous? And what we will do, number one, we will wipe this bead really well. Get that little bit of glue off of there. Okay. And then we're going to go below that pretty bead. And we're going to go right here. I mean, the next bead is pretty, but it's not as pretty as the one above and below it. So we're just going to put a nice big dollop of hot glue on there. And we're gluing it to the mesh bead. The one that's colorful. And it is pretty, don't get me wrong. But it's prettier to have that other bead kind of showing through right there. So I feel good about that. And I do love the bow. I really, really love the bow. And I'm not going to worry about burning those edges right now. Sometimes I kind of like when they fray, actually, if I'm being honest. I like a frayed edge bow, so I'm totally fine with that. Okay. You guys, we did it! Yay! We did it! Okay, so these are our two, I'm going to say journal covers would be like an awesome thing to use these for. And, let's see, where's the other one? We've got our little pearly pieces coming off. Now that one's kind of lopsided. What happened there? There we go. All right. So we've got our two little pearly pieces here and here. These are gorgeous, you guys, and I will take a video of these and put them on the back end of the video, of this video, so that you can see just how pretty they are. Maybe I'll put them like, back them up with a plaque or something like that I've got on hand. Just to show you guys just how pretty it is. I mean, it is gorgeous. Oh, you know what? I almost lost that little white and blue flower, the little white and blue rose. I think I'm going to find a spot for that. Come on. It's got to be somewhere where it's going to get noticed. So that is one tiny little rose. Maybe right in there. Yeah, that's a good spot. So I'm just going to put a dot of hot glue there. Drop that teeny tiny little rose in there, and I'm pretty sure that's going to stick pretty well because it's so tiny and lightweight. It's not heavy. It won't pull on anything. And I think that's going to be great. This would have been pretty in one of these two. But another day. We've got so many more of these that we could make. On another day, I think I'm going to purchase, I want to get some ostrich feathers, but I also want to get some of the really beautiful rooster feathers, the ones that are super, super wispy and just always beautiful, and they don't fall apart real easy. These do not fall apart easily either, these ostrich ones. But I don't want those cheap ones that you get at the dollar stores that are, they look kind of wispy and pretty, but they fall apart, like the ones that they put like on the little boas that you see at the Dollar Tree. Those, they just come right apart. So those are not the kind of feathers that I want. So there we go. Now we've got these done, and hopefully you guys can see both of them. I hope you enjoyed this video. I loved doing this video. This was super fun for me and super different, and I am really excited about how these turned out. They really are gorgeous, you guys. So give it a try. If you don't want to try it yourself, these two will be in my Etsy shop and available for purchase. These would also make pretty like corsages, although they are a little bit big, I would say, for that, for like a lapel type corsage, but they sure are pretty. Oh, they sure are pretty. Oh my goodness. Anybody would be happy to wear this, I think, if it was something made for their sleeve or something. I think anybody would want to wear it. I didn't put any pearls on this one. Now, I may, on the back end of this video, I may just add some of these pearls to this one as well. I still have some of the lighter colored ones, and it might just do this one a favor by adding some pearls. I don't know. I don't think it really needs it, but I'm going to check it out and see if that's something that I want to do on this one. If I don't, you'll know that I just decided no, it was good the way it was, and I didn't want to mess it up by adding anything more. So anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed it. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for watching. Please leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. And, you know, stay safe, stay well. Take care of yourself first. We all know we have to do that. And love your family. And let them know you love them all the time. Don't forget, because it's so important. We don't know if we have tomorrow or not. I've been thinking about more of that stuff lately with what I've got going on. Not that I think I'm going to die from the C word, but, you know, you just don't know. And you know what? I could get that, and I could die by getting hit by a bus the next day. So we don't know when it's going to happen, you guys. So let's take care of ourselves and just be good to ourselves and our families. And have a great rest of your day. And again, God bless each and every one of you. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Stay tuned for the pictures on the back end and the video. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.